We'll stand for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call this meeting of the Town of Plattsburgh Town Board to order for May 4th, 2008 at 6:30 p.m. We have a roll call, please.
Bernard Bassett.
Here.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Sheila Brockway. Here. Gerard Renner.
Here.
Martin Maddox.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here. Resolution 09157, approving the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of the April 20th and 27th and May 2nd meeting be approved and reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Renner. Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Sheila Brockway. Yes. Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Martin Maddox.
Yes.
Bernard Bassett.
Yes. This is the portion of our meeting where we ask if anyone would like to address the board. They're welcome to do so. Please state your name, address, and limiting your comments to the board to 5 minutes.
Could I make one quick comment?
Step right up, please. So
It's 2009.
I'll correct the date, May 4, 2009. I read what was on my paper. I guess.
It's not the same as I have.
I was hoping, Sheila, that I hadn't said it.
The viewers may think
I don't know if that's
you're watching
Freudian or what. Maybe that was a good month that year. It is 2009 for the record.
Actually, as long as we're doing those, I did forget to mention in the minutes, we need to take your toe out of resolution 154. It's not a big deal, but take the toe out.
Any other discussion? I would like to ask for a motion to go into executive session to discuss pending litigation.
Second.
Ms. Brockway, second on that, Mr. Mannix. Any discussion?
Just a couple of question, Bernie. Will this be involving people who were here?
Yes.
Also, okay. I just didn't want us to have people sitting and waiting for a while.
Right. No. No. Any other discussion? Litigation relative to an Article 7 with Cernak Partners. Have a roll call, please.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Sheila Brockway. Yes. Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Martin Maddox.
Yes.
Bernard Bassett.
Yes. We'll go into executive session. It is 6:34.
Yep.
Mr. Renner, would you like to second that, Ms. Brockway?
I've got somebody ready. I have to have something.
Second that? Okay, seconded by Ms. Brockway. Mr. Renner made a motion. Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Sheila Brockway.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Martin Maddox.
Yes.
Bernard Bassett.
Yes, we'll come out of executive session at 7:44, and I'd make note for the record that no action is taken. That will move us along to Resolution 158, Abstract 5A.
Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 5A in the amount of $1,439,909.02 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisors hereby authorized to pay said abstracts.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Renner, second. Ms. Brockway, any discussion? I would add that we're in process now of using KVS, which is what this was produced on, and entering the data in Harris, running
at the same time.
parallel programs to make sure that everything is going well, to have a backup, but also is helpful relative to comparison purposes. So, you'll start seeing that continue
So
to.
that process is
play a role.
starting out well, then?
By my observation, I would say it's going well. Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Sheila Brooklyn.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Leonard Bassett.
Yes. Resolution 159, building maintenance monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Art Rowe, building maintenance supervisor for the month of April 2009.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Brockway, we have a second.
Second.
Mr. Renner. Any discussion?
Just like to point out that on the report, we do have the 32 streetlights were repaired. And again, if anybody out there in the public knows of any streetlights that are in need of repair, if the lights are flickering or if they're out, we are paying for those regardless of whether they're working or not. So please make a report to the Recreation Department, or more specifically to Mr. Grow, and we will get those lights repaired.
Anything else? Roll call?
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Sheila Brockway.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Leonard Bassett.
Yes. Resolution 160, Planning Department monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Phil Von Bargen, Planning and Engineering Department Head, for the month of May 2009.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood. Any discussion?
Is that supposed to be April 9th?
It would have to be April, yes. Correct that to read the month of April. I don't believe we have it here, I don't recall a report, monthly report from the planning, or the codes department. But I would note, Friday, Mr. Emoff told me that in a 3-day period, he had received 19 permits, applications for permits. That's a pretty significant number. When you consider many municipalities are sitting without permits right now. And it was a mix of commercial, residential, there were some that were pretty significant home improvements. But it's a real sign that spring is here, and I think the big question was at springtime, will business pick up? Will people feel confident to invest? And that number in 3 days is measurable. So I know Mr. Von Bargen's thoughts were, thank God I've got my assistants on board, because it follows right to his lap as well. Roll call?
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Sheila Brockway.
Yes.
Gerard Renner.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Leonard Bassett.
Yes. Resolution 09-161, Champlain Park Pump Station, periodic estimate number 1, contract number 2, electrical.
Whereas Dan Cornade of Mountain Lake Electrical has submitted periodic estimate for payment number 1 covering the period of October 6th through 2008 through April 25th, 2009, in the amount of $88,150 or 5% retained. And whereas R.J. LaBerge, consulting engineer for the town of Plattsburgh, has reviewed said payment number 1 dated April 27th, 2009, and has acknowledged his approval for said payment request. Now therefore it is resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized to make payment number 1 in the net amount of $83,742.50 to Mountain Lake Electrical, Trade Grove, Plattsburgh, New York. And it is further resolved that said payment is to be made payable from the Champlain Park Pump Station.
A motion?
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion?
Is that supposed to be a Champlain Park Pump Station particular fund or anything? Or? I mean, is it a designated fund?
That is paying this? Yes. We're getting a lot of, I can't give you the number right now, but that's when we had more than one source of funding, and EFC has been helping us out. We've been making requests for disbursements from them as well. I can't cite what the various sources are at the moment, but I do know the EFC as a source is one of the main players in that.
So that's from the Champlain Park Pump Station funds anyway.
Yes, oh yeah, absolutely. It's already been designated for the project. Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Sheila Brockway,
I have to recuse myself when voting on this.
Gerard Benedict,
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes. Least I could forget in a couple of minutes, and I wouldn't want to do that. I know there's been a lot of concern about the Moffett Road. Just an update for everyone. We are in anticipation of a pre-construction conference with DOT. I expect that will be a phone conference with them in the Watertown office to go through some basics. I know the subcontractor, Luck Brothers, is very anxious. They're doing work in that area to get going back on that project. So hopefully soon we will see some physical activity. Boring is going to have to take place. It appears all the way under the drill tests that were done a week ago Friday. Last Friday didn't tell us what we wanted to hear about the median. So we'll be discussing that more with Dave, but what's important is this pre-construction meeting should take place Thursday or Friday this week, and they will be able to ramp up. The Cato-Morrisonville connection, which just because of weather had stopped, and we had some other issues with easements. We'll see very soon that will begin as well, and I think it's important everybody should know that. That should be a relatively easy job to finish. We also, I think you received in your mailboxes, we'll be talking in a work session a little more about some results from the study concerning the Schuyler Falls water system. So that's relatively news moving forward too, just to keep everybody informed of those items. Resolution number 162, Harris Computer Systems Software Change Order number 6.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh has been engaged in the process of purchasing new software from Harris Computer Systems to meet billing and management needs of various departments. And whereas department heads have been working with Christian Ballon, software consultant for the town, and Harris staff and trainers to customize software programs to meet town needs now and in the future. Now therefore be it resolved that change order number 6 in the amount of $330 be accepted as indicated by the attached copies, and it be further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to sign change order number 6 and a certified copy of this resolution given to the budget officer.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
I'll second.
Ms. Brockway, any discussion?
It's to have the things print in order. That's what it's going to do. Right?
And yes, and also have a lot of connectivity between the whole purchase order, voucher process, billing process, abstracts. The data will go in one time, and that base data will fill all the way through. You haven't audited, but especially for Sheila Gerard, many times you'll see an abstract and there's codes in there still, what it was for and so on. You'll see those becoming much more specific. This last time, I don't know if you noticed, Sheila, with the checks, most of them, as opposed to, you know, a invoice or voucher number listing, there was much more specificity to what the check was collectively paying, especially like a Curtis, where you'd have multiple items on it. So the integration of this software to make all that happen, plus as they've gone through some training and got more information, you've seen this kind of thing a couple times, departments are deciding, you know, maybe I really won't use that, I don't need that, I don't think that's, you know, going to work for my department. We pull it off, and we also discover, you know, for another $300 we could do this, and it would be a significant savings and streamlined billing and accounts receivable. So I think it's a very healthy thing as you're seeing the tweaking. You don't want to just buy something because it was in the proposal. You want to buy what you need and you know, use what you're purchasing.
What I've seen is demonstrated is not only, you know, have we purchased the system, but as they have been working with people and training people on the system, they're realizing where there are areas that they could tweak this thing and make it better. And in many instances, you don't get that kind of feedback. It's like, you know, oh, you didn't tell us you wanted that, you know? And I just think, I think we're benefiting from you know, the training that, the training program, and when they came to us, they said that was such an important component, was the training, and the one thing they didn't want to do was to have us try to get them to cut back on what their training component would cost and whatever, and I think it's really paying off.
Yeah, and the trainers that have been here were very relatable. The staff was very comfortable working with them. They really understood their needs and the challenges, and we're very willing to do some customizing within the program to make it work for us. So it certainly is going to be costly in the end, but I think you'll see some long-range, significant improvements. Anything else? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Sheila Brockway.
Yes.
Gerard Rendick.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Bernard Bassett.
Yes. Resolution 163, a request to attend governmental accounting training.
Whereas it is in the best interest of the town to remain current and informed concerning changes in regulation in municipal basic accounting. Whereas an advanced accounting school is being offered by New York State Comptroller's Office and followed to the first session that was attended. It was a follow-up to the first session that was attended. Therefore be it resolved that Nikki Martin and Stephanie Mitchell from the Accounting and Budgeting Office be allowed to attend the Advanced Accounting School to Governmental Accounting held May 19th through the 21st in Albany. And is further resolved that $170 for conference and $411 for lodging and meals be charged to the general fund shared services budget.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second. Ms. Brockway, any discussion? We had discussed this in work session, and we did get some backup documentation to questions that were asked. A roll call?
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Sheila Brockway.
Yes.
Gerard Rendick.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Bernard Bassett.
Yes. Resolution 164, site plan 3% deposit return for Blueberry Hill subdivision, Phase 2 and Phase 3.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh Planning Board has reviewed and approved all requirements of Blueberry Hill subdivision 1999, Phase 2 and 3. And whereas Blueberry Hill Site Plan 1999 has on file with the Town of Plattsburgh a deposit for construction of Phase 2 and 3 in the original amount of $5,062, she has something here.
Yeah, I think we got
Yeah.
extra.
$5,062.76,
There
right?
we go. Plus accrued
You're
interest.
reading like I did.
Exactly.
We're supposed to translate as we go.
And whereas the planning department has coordinated inspection of said projects and reports that all requirements have been met and completed. And whereas the project has requested that the deposit in the amount of $5,062.76 plus accrued interest be returned. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to release said deposit in the amount of $5,062.76 plus accrued interest. It be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be forwarded by the planning department secretary with the return deposit to Tom McGlenty of Twin Birch Lane, Morrisonville, New York.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Renedick, second. Mr. Mannix, any discussion?
Has this been a while before we adjourn?
Yeah.
Yes, it has, since 1999.
99.
It just came too late.
It hadn't met standards?
No, everything was fine, everything was done.
Where is this place?
On the western frontier.
Western frontier, okay.
It's in the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
It
the
is
town.
in the town.
In the town, yes.
We had good authority.
This was a bit of a discovery, but it's being cleaned up, and that's what's important. Okay, any other discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Sheila Brockway.
Yes.
Gerard Rendick.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Bernard Bassett.
Yes. That is the last resolution I have for 2008 and 2009. I guess that's a good thing. If anyone has any other business or comments? In that case, I would look for a motion to
Make a
adjourn.
motion that we adjourn.
Mr. Mannix,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Brockway. Any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Sheila Brockway.
Yes.
Gerard Rendick.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Bernard Bassett.
Yes, we'll stand adjourned at 7:59 PM. We'll drive carefully. Oh, I remind you all, this coming Monday, May 11th, we will be out in the community. We meet at 6:30 p.m. At the Wallace Hill Rec Center, and then we will be at 7:30 at Treadwell's Mills.
That's a change.
That's not a change from what we printed.
That's,
I haven't seen what you printed, so I have to.
yeah, it was
Okay.
changed from what I
I'm gonna look
read.
and see
You
what,
changed from
I'm gonna
what?
go look and see what this says we're
It
gonna
was
do.
changed from what I read.
That's right, because I asked her to
Right.
read it, and she was supposed to be in Champlain Park on the 7:30 on the 11th.
Right.
We had an original
We had-
one that went out,
Right.
and I changed it before it was printed because we wanted to spend more time in Cumberland Head. Cumberland Head was a split evening, and I shuffled it.
That is what I got. It may have been a workshop session that you weren't here for.
No, I was here, and I asked her to read it.
And she asked me to read it, and then Bernie and May changed it.
Bernie wasn't here,
Published, so.
So,
Huh?
Bernie wasn't here.
Bernie wasn't
Yeah,
here.
He was
That's what-
playing in Hollywood.
but it was changed after that.